So again, good evening everyone. Welcome to the day 32 of our UGC-NET Paper I class. In today's class, in the Unit 6 in logical reasoning, we are going to see about analogies and Venn diagram. So without further ado, we will move on to the class. So what is meant by analogy? Actually, if you guys did go through the PPTs which I have given, or if you guys remember, in the beginning of the numerical reasoning, that first day of numerical reasoning class, to be precise, day 10th of our class, we have gone through analogy as a topic. In that analogy also, I have given certain criteria, what kind of types of analogies are there. So here I am not going to repeat the same thing. Instead, I am just reiterating and including some other things which I might have missed in that slides. So that doesn't mean that this is correct, that is wrong, or that is correct, this is wrong. So everything is correct. You go through and compare both these things. You add it as a and sum it up as a whole topic, not just thing. So day 10th of our class, for your reference. In that class, we have already seen about analogies, and even some classes I have told you about syllogism and Venn diagrams. So here we will go through a very different perception from those previous classes. Everything is correct as far as my knowledge. So you need not to omit one thing and go through the other thing. So I'm saying, so what is analogy? So analogies or analogy means the similarity of one object to another in certain aspects, not all aspects, in certain aspects. So why we are doing this? The purpose of analogy is to test the ability to identify the relationship between pairs of numbers, letters or words. So any given words, we have to identify the relationship. So a given question could consist of words, letters, numbers are related to each other based on certain logic, and we as a candidate should identify what word or letter that is analogous to the given words in the given question. So an applied analogy is the explanation of something by comparison to something else. So it explains new or complex ideas in terms of familiar things. So here, for instance, they are saying learning a new language is like learning to ride a bike. So it makes others to understand the challenge. So learning, not every day every person needs to learn a new language, but most probably people here, bike means we are symbolifying the bicycle. So how to ride a bicycle? So when compared with the people learning a new language, people learning to ride a bicycle or bike is more. So those people can compare and identify the difficulty level in learning a new language. So this sort of comparison is the main motto or ideology of analogy. So analogies make information easier to understand by drawing connections between two things. So this is what we are in teaching, we use examples. No? So examples also could be said a kind of analogy. So they are frequently used in teaching, writing and in ordinary conversations. In Tamil we can say it as uvamai padthudal, but actually analogy is not exactly a uvamai, but we can say it as we are saying something to compare and say about another thing. So applied analogies can also help in solving problems through similarities. So I think Kodai ma'am is from economics department. So while solving a equation in the theory or something, we can compare a already existing theory which assumes the same concepts, and we can somewhat modify or form a new theory based on the already existing theory. So likewise, we need to draw some similarities so that we can easily solve by comparison. So they make us think of ideas differently. So in simple words, analogy is a bridge between what we know and what we want to learn. So here also they are given another one example. A book is like a window to the world. So this implies the importance of the book, because once we read a book, number of books, we try to learn, or we try to grasp the ideology on how the world performs or functions. So analogies mainly make complicated ideas simple. So this is the basic ideology of analogies. So analogical relationship in our question paper or in any question, still if this comes under this category, only two kinds of relationship could be formed. First is basic relation. So that is, first element is related to the second element, third element is related to the fourth element. So based on the 1 and 2 relation, you have to find the third or fourth, one will be given, another one you have to find. So in the similar pattern, see here the first two relation would be given in the colon, here double colon, and again here colon. Next is advanced relation. So advanced relation is, see here, 1 is related to 3, 2 is related to 4. Such questions are somewhat rare, but still they do appear in our exams. So this is the advanced relationship type. So 1 is related to the third term. Now based on the relationship between 1 and 3, you have to find the exact word or number with the second and fourth term. So these are the two types of analogical relationships in an analogy. So next is types of analogy. So again I am repeating, in the previous class I have given a different set of different category of analogies. So this is more of a simplified version of those types. This doesn't mean that only these three are there, those were wrong, or those are there, this is wrong, not like that. So here it is, like I said, it is a reiteration. Those are categories, here I am saying types. So commonly called types are number analogy, letter analogy, word analogy. So numbers will be in this pattern. So this is itself a number analogy. So here numbers will be given where we have to find the relationships. Next is letters. So here 2 letters, 3 letters, any number of letters they will be given. We have to find the relationship. Next is the word analogy. This is the very common type of analogical question, appears in any exam. So we also get this type of analogy in our exam. So instead of these numbers, words will be given which are related. We have to find the relationship and find the missing word. So these are the 3 types. Now possibilities of relationships. Here a relationship could be formed based on a certain factor. So these are the different factors or possibilities which can a relationship be formed. So first is tool and action. For example, knife, cutting, then pen, writing. So knife and pen are tools, action is the cutting and writing. Next is worker, working place. See here they have given example, farmer, field, doctor, hospital. So this is the another type. Next, worker and product, carpenter, furniture, mason, wall. Next, quantity and unit, length, meter, distance, light year. Next, instrument and measurement. So another one is study topic, botany, plants, ornithology, birds. So and another 3 are word and antonym, person and field, book and author. So this book and author is a very rare case, because not everyone know all the authors, but still that is also a possibility. So you have to be careful on writing the questions. Most probably we will get in the 1, 2, 3, some rare cases, this one, study and ornithology. And I have seen questions word and antonym, but that I don't think I have seen exactly in UGC-NET, but still I have seen questions with word and antonym. Other than this, everything it is a possibility. Still, our preference will be given. Like I said, this 3 and this one 4. So you have to first identify what kind of relationship is there. Next is categories of question under analogy. So analogous pair completion. Here farmer and field. Then doctor question mark will be there. You have to find the hospital. That is analogous pair completion. You will be given a question mark so that you have to complete the sequence. Next is analogous pair selection. What they will do means farmer and field only will be given. You have to find in the option they will be given doctor, hospital or mason wall, something like that they will be given. You have to find the remaining pair. So that is analogous pair selection. Next, direct or simple analogy. So here it is very direct, no? So very simple. We can find carpenter and furniture. So that means mason means wall. Likewise, we can find. Next is double analogy. In analogy itself, where we have to identify very critical certain things, words like that. It will be like we can say in word and antonym also. So even ornithology, not everyone suddenly can identify that is related to birds, but botany they can easily identify it as plants. So that double process might be there. Next is similar word selection. So these and all comes under this word and antonym, and then multiple word analogy. So analogy detection, just instead of giving the pattern, they will give you a complete, see here, they will give you a full question. They will ask what kind of relationship. So either it is tool and action or worker and working place. So you have to answer, that is analogy detection. Then multi-word analogy. As for these two, so we have already seen in the unit 5 itself. I hope you guys remember, please go through that. So these are the different categories of questions under analogy. Next comes Venn diagram. So Venn diagram is a very simple as well as most important form of relationship finding a concept. So a Venn diagram is a graphical representation that uses overlapping circles or other shapes to illustrate the relationships and commonalities between different sets of data groups. So a simple Venn diagram consists of two overlapping circles. That's if two circles are overlapping, we can call it as a Venn diagram. And as for the complicated case, it need not to be confined with only two circles. It can go through so many kinds of circles. So three. In our case, mostly it would be 3. Some rare cases it would be 4. More than 4 we won't have. But this helps us in identifying the relationships, mainly in syllogism. So each circle represents a specific set, category or group. And the overlapping regions show the elements that belong to more than one set. So in mathematical set calculation, subset and all those things it is used. So here I am focusing on the UGC, that is logical part in reasoning. So I have not given any kind of mathematical formulas, that is De Morgan's law and so many laws are there related to Venn diagram. I have not given here. But if you want to learn more about Venn diagram, you can go through the whatever bibliography and other stuff I have given, so that you can identify that. Here I have not given. We have solely sticking to the logical part, where we focus on the overlapping regions and finding the sets. So Venn diagrams are commonly used in mathematics, logic, statistics and various fields of data analysis to visually depict the intersections, unions, differences and relationship between states and all those things. So you might understand that. So here Venn diagram is used for 2 categories. One is simple use arguments, another is multiple use arguments. So what is a simple use argument? It is characterized by its focus on a single point or claim to establish its validity. That is, we can say it is a conclusion. So these arguments often rely on clear and straightforward reasoning without the need for extensive supporting evidence. So simple use arguments are commonly used in situations where the claim itself is self-evident or widely expected. So they have given example, exercise is beneficial for overall health. So this is a proven and well accepted statement. So here this part or this argument is mainly known as the simple use arguments. So the claim is straightforward, no additional supporting evidence is necessary to establish its validity. So like I said, it is widely acknowledged and a simple one. Next is multiple use arguments. Multiple use arguments employ a series of interconnected points or claims to establish their validity. So these arguments present a chain of reasoning where each claim builds upon the previous ones to form a coherent and persuasive argument. So multiple use arguments often utilized when dealing with complex or controversial topics, so that which might require a comprehensive analysis. So here we have given an example, increased physical activity. Yes. So increased physical activity leads to improved cardiovascular health, weight management and reduced risk of chronic diseases. So here see that one statement leads to another set of statements. So this multiple use argument presents multiple interconnected claims. So increased physical activity is the action, but it might lead to first one improved cardiovascular health, second one weight management, third one is the reduced risk of chronic diseases. So each contributing to the overall validity of the argument. So the combination of these claims strengthens the overall case being made. So this mainly establishes a clear cause and effect. I hope you remember that again, where we have seen the cause and effect kind of relationship. So what are all the connections? We know that there is a cause where one action is done and another effect, that is the result of that action. So conditions to test the validity of the arguments. So see here, these are the 10 different types of Venn diagram validity, that is Venn diagram possibilities. So any argument should fall in either one of this category. So we have 10 different types of formations or relations using Venn diagram. We can test the validity of the arguments. So first is different groups with no connection. So see here, author, lawyer, singer. These three don't have any connection. So these three all belong to different kinds of groups. That's why they are in separate circles. No interconnection is there between any of the circle. So no connection is established. So this is the first type, different groups with no connection. Next is sequential relationship between items. So see here, millimeter, centimeter, meter. So millimeter is small, centimeter is large and meter is again large one. So here one is interconnected with the other. So this is the sequential relation. One starts, this is 1 and 2, 3. We cannot interchange anything. So this is the sequential relationship between items. Next is two items entirely related to the third. So see here, bonus and dividend. These two are not intersecting, but at the same time, when these two are given, the whole thing is related to the profit. So when two items are entirely related to the third item, they will be shown as this diagram. So profit can be given in the form of bonus and dividends. Next is the relationship between two items with both related to a third. So two items also related as well as they are related to the third one. So product, factory and machinery. Product and machinery are interrelated because without any machinery we cannot avail the product. So they both are interconnected. But at the same time, these two things are already related to the third one, which is a factory. So they have a relation between this third item. So this is the relation between two items with both related to a third. Next is partial relation between two items which are different from the third. So when two items are related to the third item to some extent but not entirely, and the first two items are completely different. So this is what the third pattern. See here, boys is not related to girls, but at the same time they are partially related to the students category. They fall under the students category. So when such thing is happening, so this is the shape of Venn diagram we get. Next is all three items related to each other to some extent. So goal, idea, research, all three are. Without an idea, research cannot be there. Without an idea, goal cannot be achieved. As well as without goal, goal is formed based on the idea only. And as well as goal, in order to achieve the goal, we need a research. So again, it's the same in the reverse also. So these three are interrelated. That's how all three items related to each other to some extent. This is the another part of Venn diagram. See here in this part, if you consider it as A, B, C, so A and B is related here, no without C, and here A and C is related without B, here B and C is related without A, and at this point all three are related. So this is the common conjuncture where all three are meeting up. Next, two items completely related, third different. See here, orange, fruits, bicycles. Oranges are fruits, they two are related, but bicycle does not come with the third one. So this is the two items completely related, third different. Next, first item completely related to second, third partially related. So women, mothers also women, so they come under this. But as for the third thing, it is very lightly or partially related. So it does not need to compete with the third one. See here we are talking about first item and third item, not the second one. See, because here in the second one, most thing is almost half of the thing is connected. So here, mothers, women, engineers, first item completely related to the second, third partially related. So this is the another category. Next is first item partially related to the second, third entirely different. So this is same as this one, but see here it is completely related, whereas here partially related. So this is the first and second partially related, where third one is there. So dogs and cats are animals, they fall under one category, but trees cannot be animal. Next is first and third items partially related to the second. See here, actually even to my understanding this should come under somewhat here, not this thing like we have this, no, this is comes under that category according to my understanding. Why? Because here second is the main thing, but as we are going to have an arguments, we cannot assume anything straight away. We have to follow whatever given in the first order. So that means this is the first, this is the second, this is the third. So first and third are partially related, but here they have not touched. So they are partially related to the second. So that's how these are the 10 different types of Venn diagram possibilities, that is relation possibilities, which we can form to test the validity of the arguments. So these are the different conditions. So that's all for the today's class. So these are the bibliography I have taken. So please go through, and if you find any doubts in this, you can ask. So thank you.